Finally, the Premier League is back, and it started off with Liverpool, Bournemouth, and Anfield, and then to the biggest game of the week, Arsenal versus Manchester United at Old Trafford, which saw Manchester United's first loss in their home. But it doesn't stop there. We had impressive start for some of the debutants who didn't just score but gave assists. But before we go into all of that, don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to this channel, and let's get straight into the video. Ekitike gave Liverpool the lead with the first goal in the 37th minute of the match, and then the second goal he had to link up with Gakpo to get the second goal for Liverpool. But it doesn't end there, as Semenyo drags Bournemouth back into the competition, levels them up with 2 goals, a brace for Bournemouth. And then just something really funny that happened in the course of the match. Semenyo experienced racism from a Liverpool fan, but it's only crazy and even more interesting because he came back and got a brace for Bournemouth, giving them level up. But Liverpool, on the other hand, had a late goal from Chiesa and Salah towards the end of the match, giving Liverpool 4 goals and Bournemouth 2. After Salah's goal, he did Diogo Jota's celebration, and Salah was actually very, very emotional by the end of the match. For me, my man of the match clearly was Ekitike, like I call him. Ekitike was the man of the match, and it's very good to see that people would no longer agenda on his head and say, oh, 0-0-7, or start counting down to 0-0-7. First game, 1 goal, 1 assist. That's a very, very impressive start for a debutant like Hugo Ekitike. Moving on to the next match is a Manchester City versus Wolves. 2 other debutants who made their mark in their first Premier League game are Tijani Rangers and Ryan Cherki. Manchester City won Bournemouth 4-0. The people that made it to the score sheets is Tijani Rangers, Erling Haaland, Ryan Cherki, and yeah, just a few of them. Haaland had a brace, just like Semenyo had a brace. Tijani Rangers also had an assist. Ryan Cherki came on 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes into the match. He came off the bench and he got his first goal. Again, my nephew is here. 7 minutes after coming off the bench, Ryan Cherki got his first Premier League goal for Manchester City. Well, here's a fun fact about Tijani Rangers. Other than Aguero, Tijani Rangers is the second Manchester City player, or the second player to play for Manchester City that would be scoring a goal and giving an assist in his first on his debut for Manchester City. Moving on, because we're making it as quick as possible. Now we have Chelsea and Crystal Palace. Remember, it is Matchday Madness Monday, and here we're just trying to give you our match report as quick as possible. Back to Manchester City and Wolves. My player of the match would clearly be Tijani Rangers. He had a masterclass. Chelsea and Crystal Palace, the match ended 0-0. The match took place in Stamford Bridge, Chelsea's home, as Chelsea ends their first Premier League game in a 0-0 draw against Crystal Palace. It is crazy because the match Chelsea started off with a quick start, but they were just not able to maintain their quick start. Cucurella was close to scoring, but his header was cleared off the line. And then we also had a situation with Eberechi where he played a free kick. He scored from outside. That would have been one of the best free kick goals in a long time that we've had in the Premier League. But the goal was cancelled. Why? Law 13 free kick rule, and I'm going to read it out to you quickly. And so Law 13 free kick states, where 3 or more defending team players form a wall, all attacking team players must remain at least 1 meter, that's 1 yard from the wall, until the ball is in play. Because someone called me and asked me to explain better to her why Eberechi's goal was cancelled. So now a wall clearly means players, defenders standing in position trying to block the attacker from scoring. Now in this position, I think it was either Cucurella and Fofana. They were standing close to Gueye. I can't really say, but Gueye was already in motion before the ball was even played. What they're trying to say basically is Gueye shouldn't have moved until Eze plays the ball. If the ball is not active yet, Gueye shouldn't have attacked or tried to push, because it was when Gueye pushed and Eberechi Eze played, that was where he saw the gap that the ball went through. So if Gueye had pushed the defender while Eberechi Eze was already playing the ball, then the goal would have stood. But because he pushed him before he played, that was why the goal was cancelled. I hope I'm making sense and I hope you understand. But yeah, Chelsea Crystal Palace ended. The London Derby ended in a 0-0 draw in Chelsea's home. Now to the biggest match of the week, Arsenal Manchester United. The game took place in Manchester United's home, Old Trafford. This is a very tricky game because Manchester United dominated for most part, but Arsenal rather won the match 1-0 from Calafiori. Speaking on debutants and scoring their first match of the season, it was really sad that we didn't get that from Sesko and Gyökeres. Gyökeres plays for Arsenal, Sesko plays for Manchester United. It was really sad that we couldn't get that from Sesko and Gyökeres. Even if Sesko didn't start, he came off the bench, but still, he couldn't make his mark. Gyökeres, on the other hand, is coming from a totally different league. Now he's struggling to fit into the Premier League's physicality. But I think we should give Gyökeres time. With time, he's going to fit into Arsenal's system. Or better still, he's going to understand Premier League's physicality and how fast the Premier League is. Because for now, he's still trying to catch up. So we need to give him time. And we'll see how that plays out. But Manchester United dominated for most part. And I think what favors them is the fact that most of their signings were already Premier League players. Cunha just got into Manchester United's team and nothing new. It just felt like he had always been playing for them. Same with Mbeumo. And so many chances. What saved Arsenal was Raya. We're going to analyze this game in a later video. Now, I'm just here to give you an update on how the match ended. And I'm here to tell you that Manchester United dominated for most part of the game. But it ended in Arsenal's favour. 3 points to Arsenal. Manchester United, 0 points. Still 15th in the Premier League table. But it doesn't end there. I'm sure they can still come up. They look like a better team, way better than how they were or how they played last season. Now, for the other matches that happened, we had Spurs won Burnley 3-0 in Spurs home. Aston Villa, Newcastle 0-0. Aston Villa had a record in that match, but still, Newcastle could not exploit the fact that Villa were 1 man down. That's quite sad and embarrassing. And also, Isak drama is still ongoing. Right now, he's not in Newcastle's squad. He's not even on the bench. He doesn't even go for training either. But we'll talk about that later. Down to Brighton, Fulham. The match ended 1-1. Brighton's home. Sunderland, West Ham. Sunderland won West Ham 3-0. If there's any club that has constantly gotten close to relegation and has survived in the past 2-3 seasons, it has to be West Ham. But if they are not careful, West Ham will certainly be relegated this season. So they better fix up because they have the players to take them to mid-table or 10th, 9th position. But if they're not careful, that relegation, they won't skip it this season. And then we have Nottingham, Brentford. Nottingham Forest won Brentford in their home, in Nottingham's home, 3-1. Chelsea, Crystal Palace, I already said that, 0-0. Manchester United, Arsenal, 0-1. And today, Monday, we'll see Leeds play Everton in Leeds' home. Leeds just came in from relegation. So let's see what they have to offer. Everton looks really good. Few signings, but we'll see how that plays out. It is Matchday Madness Monday. My name is Neme, bringing you match report for Game Week 1. And I'll see you next Monday for Game Week 2. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Ta-da.